2026 events are beginning. Are you ready? I have news for you. If you want to be a vendor at conventions in 2026, you probably should have been tracking them and possibly even applying for them and paying for your space back in 2025. It is what it is. Some of these events are booking for the next year at the event. When it comes to vendors, when it comes to panelists, when it comes to guests. So just keep that in mind for the future in case you haven't. Our goal this year was to have at least one small event each month. We're almost done with that. I think we have maybe 4 months that we don't have something in. And we're tracking something that we want to be part of. So that helps out. It's important to always have a plan of action, especially if you're teaming up with other authors and artists to vent at an event, so that you're not all doing the same thing and you've got one person that's the point of contact for all of you. That helps out so much. For some authors, book signing events and being a vendor, a panelist, or guest at events is the best way to make a profit. And remember, even though you want people to read your books, yes, you want to share that love of your characters and stuff, making a profit means that you can continue to do this because publishing books is not cheap. We all know that. For some reason, for some of them, some authors, getting reads on KU, that's their main profit. For some authors, it's the digital sales or online sales of their books. For some authors, it's more all of their other things that are going on, merch sales, affiliate sales, things like that. All of these combine into your business, your book business. But I can speak from experience in that I've made the most profits when I've been face to face with people. And I'm not really an extrovert, if that tells you anything. Thing is when I'm in front of people, I'm not nervous about talking about my books, talking about my characters. That's more of me geeking out. So being at an event, it just makes a lot of sense to me. Anyway, I gathered a bunch of advice from a bunch of different authors, and this was back in 2024, and I put together an article for you. I don't think anything's changed, honestly, when it comes to the advice that I gave back in 2024. I think that the advice has withered very well. So if you want the basics, you can go over to Aggressively Helpful Writing Advice and go specifically to that link for the events. And you'll find not only that article that you can take notes on, but also at the end there should be a link. And it should lead you to my presentation that I did on events and also a workbook. Now remember what I said about I am not exactly an extrovert, but when it comes to talking about my books in an event, I'm good. You're talking about your favorite subject. Geek out with people. You're not selling them anything. You're geeking out with them. And if they like it, they'll buy. I cannot get over how excited that I get and how excited I see the hubs get or my co-author Dawn get when we're talking about our characters. And usually that excitement, it spreads. It spreads. So yeah, that's how we make most of our sales. That being said, it's always good to have an elevator pitch ready. So keep that in mind. And now these are things that I'll go over in the article, but I'm just going to go over the basics here. Know how many books to bring based on where you're going, what you're doing. Know how you're going to get from point A to point B and all of the things in between. In some cases, the venue doesn't want you to bring in extra food. You got to make arrangements and stuff for that. Have some QR codes handy for when you run out of physical product, or whenever people want to find out more, but maybe they don't have the money on hand right now. So they're at this event and they're like, okay, well, I want it, but I don't know if I can get it right now. You've got that QR code handy. They can just scan it. Swag helps drive sales. Um, it's useful. It's a conversation starter. I use quotes on my bookmarks and people will ask about that. Images on the bookmarks, people ask about that. I've got notebooks that are based on original ideas and concept art for our book covers. So, that's a conversation starter and we just keep running with that. Don't forget the little things like pens, extra paper, tape, ties, things that come in handy. Not just stuff for your table displays. Things like ties, and the big pinch grips. Those have helped out so much when it comes to the tent and the things that we put up like banners, pins, safety pins. Actually, those come in handy. Make sure you set up is on theme. And if there's a theme, dress up for the theme. That gets so much attention. People really warm up when they see that you're part of the event and you're not trying to be separate from it. Also, if there's like some sort of trinket and trade, like at Ren fairs where little kids are coming up with different things and stickers and stuff, and they want to trade something with you, adults do this too. It's a lot of fun. So I always have stickers, extra pins, extra bookmarks, things like that, things that are not adult oriented in case the kids are there too, for this kind of thing. Be ready to make more than one kind of payment, or excuse me, to take more than one kind of payment. And yes, even cash, because you never know what's going to happen. The internet could be down. You could have problems with your charge on stuff. You can have the person may not have a specific type of payment method, but they have another. So the more options you have available, the more options they have available. And remember, you can see a full list of my events coming up on my website. I'm beginning to post on my author to readers channel. Just wanted to let you know. I am so excited about this. It's a YouTube channel called, and it's under at Rachel D. Adams author instead of just at Rachel D. Adams. So go over there and subscribe if you like fantasy of any kind, because I'll be covering all kinds of fantasy, and all the way up to horror, supernatural stuff. I'll be posting about books, book unboxings. I'll be doing chapter reads of our own books, promotions, maybe have some other authors on every once in a while. That's in the future. I don't want to, put the cart ahead of the horse there. So anyway, our first event is going to be on Valentine's Day. It's coming up quick. So we've been trying to get everything together and ready for it ahead of time. And we're running out of time. Time just flies, right? Anyway, I'll leave links in the description for the article so that you can get a much better overview of it, everything when it comes to events than I can give you on here. And also I will leave the link to just the Substack itself so that you can take a look at all the other articles and maybe you'll find something that's worthwhile to read. All right. Catch you next time.